So tell me, what is your Superwoman story?
My Superwoman story is I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I'm a survivor of child abuse.
Do you think that your history of child abuse influenced some of that experience at all?
Very much so, because of the need to want to be loved and dealing with things that I shouldn't have necessarily dealt with. There were signs, and I didn't pay attention to those signs. As a child, you are dependent on your parents to take care of you and make sure that everything is, done correctly. As an adult, you have that tendency to be needy and lean on other people to want that same experience of wanting help and wanting someone else to do it for you. So it weakens you. It weakens you, even when you think you're strong, and the outside world sees that part, but they don't see the inside about how really vulnerable you are.
Yeah. The biggest lesson that you've learned over the years with what you've experienced?
Never settle. Know your worth. Know your worth. Never, ever, ever settle. Know your worth. And when enough is enough, it really has to be enough for you to be able to exit stage left. Never, ever allow anyone to have that much control over you that you feel like you need them more than you need the breath that you breathe.
When did you know enough was enough?
When I said I no longer wanted to be with the person, and they couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle it because now I'm taking my control back. So now they come to me to try to bring harm to me and my family, and it's like, okay, this is what we're doing. So it was at that point that I knew that this was really what I see in the movies, what I see and hear from other people. Because at first I didn't think it was domestic abuse. I didn't think it was domestic violence because he never put his hands on me. It was verbal first. It was the narcissistic tendencies. It was the gaslighting, like I saw what you did or I heard what you said, and no, I didn't do that. I didn't say that. The sky is yellow. It's not blue.
Yeah.
And me believing it. Yeah, because again, I wanted to believe in that individual. Yeah.
What would be some tips that you would share with a young lady that finds herself in a similar relationship where, because it's nothing physical, they deny the abuse? Because they're not being in a space where their safety is at risk, they deny the abuse. What would you tell her?
Move in silence. Stack your money. Start piece by piece taking things out of the house. You don't really need the furniture, and you can start all over from scratch. The bare necessities to be able to have something to go to work, and that's the thing. You have the image to keep up at work. You have the image to keep up with the kids. You have so many images to put on because you're really so overwhelmed inside. It's really hard. But I would definitely say to move in silence. Don't tell anyone your moves, and make sure you stack your money to be able to go on to your next, because it's going to be hard, especially when you're in a two-family household and you're trying to deal with finances and things like that on your own. You have to be prepared for that. So I would definitely say move in silence.
What does being a superwoman today mean to you?
Holding my head up high. Again, never settling. Helping others. That's a big thing with me, because I had no one to help me. I didn't have anyone to help me. So helping others and recognizing my strengths. Recognizing my strengths and following suit with that. Not being afraid to share my story. Not being embarrassed. Not worrying about what people say or think, because, you should have done it this way. You can't tell anyone what they should have, could have done in a situation unless you've actually dealt with it yourself. You can't.
Well, I am so glad that you're being the voice to a population that many don't talk about. We talk about domestic violence, but we don't talk about the verbal side of it and what it can do to your psyche. So I thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And that makes you a superwoman that now other women can soar as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.